Remember, considering Nazara as well, we saw the pressure that they were able to have. Will it be able to assist the Lilia? There's so many questions right now. How will the Beatrix also fare after the patch hit last Wednesday? And will the Kingslayers finally be able to live up their name against the #1 Kings in MPL ID Indonesia Season 17 right now? Will it be enough to take down the Sky Kings? We're going to game number 3 between Onyx and Geekfam.
Yeah, a lot of stake for Geekfam here. If they lose, they went down. They're gonna go down even more in the red zone. But for Onyx, I don't think this is a battle of. It's a battle of pride for Onyx. They want to send a statement to the Geekfam that they are no more the Kingslayer. But we'll see.
Absolutely.
Emblem by Bayou. Nothing crazy so far. And once again, Hensiski is going for the Inspire to further boost the cooldown reduction on the BMI so he can go in and get out quite easily. Yeah, so far it's been pretty much standard.
How has the Beatrix been doing in lane? Especially now that we're looking that Kenziski's on the Claude.
I mean, Beatrix in lane is just fine. She has 4 weapons, so if he wants to poke down from the outside, you can use the Renner. If you want to get up close and personal, you can use Wesker. So in terms of like the survivability in lane, unless you get ganked, I think it's fine in terms of laning against the Claude.
Okay.
But once the level 4 hits, that's where it changes. It's more of a skill matchup. I've seen Beatrix out playing a Claude, even though it should have been a Claude win once the Blazing Duet is available.
And if anyone can pull that off, it should be Kelra.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing fine. He's gonna have to play from behind by just a little bit though. We're now scrolling through the mid lane. Gonna take a look at how... Oh. Okay. Doesn't use the Tsunami Slam just yet, so...
Whoa.
Doesn't have it yet.
Oh, spent the flicker just to stun Keyboy down, so no roamer here for Onyx. It seems like Onyx will like to fire back. With the real-world manipulation spent, that's a kill on towards Marcel, so it's a 1-for-1 as Onyx, they regain control of this turtle pit. Beloyski though from the flanks, Kenzie with the Blazing Duet. Early one, no items, Blazing Duets, just to intimidate. Now Beloyski will go back and retreat, and the turtle is still up.
It is. It looks like Onyx are going to be the ones holding over the control. 2 members from the side of Geekfam are actually going to recall, so this should be a free turtle for Onyx.
Yeah, and there's no conversion on the other side for Geekfam as well, so I would call that an Onyx win. That was a good engage by Marcel, but the retaliation from Onyx was really good. And especially the fact that Keyboy was on level 3, both roamers still on level 3. And that way, Onyx got the better of Geekfam in terms of the trade earlier. Because they can control the initial objective with Sans much better.
That makes sense. That's why they were able to hold control. Geekfam also didn't really want to push anything. They didn't want to force an engage either or force a fight. So they decided to go back, disengage. Beloyski charging right now. They're going for the taunt onto Keyboy.
On towards Keyboy again, will be able to jump towards the back. It's still controllable here from Onyx.
It's probably the most aggressive gameplay against a Kalea comp. Geekfam knows like this is their win con. They want to erase the Kalea as much as possible, as early as possible. Luke P is definitely a trouble. Might be arguably a more of a trouble than Keyboy, but once you get that numbers advantage, 5v4, it should be manageable, especially with a boy just dealing damage from long range.
So that's what they're trying to do. They're going to be able to clear that mid lane. They're going to be able to rotate here. Keyboy knows exactly where they are. And an underrated thing that a boy has as a Lilia is the fact that he can check the bushes with the glooms. So Keyboy's not going to have that much of a straightforward way to engage in these fights. He needs to be aware of his positioning and figure out a way how to pick the members of Geek off. And whether or not they have Kelra, honestly, in the vicinity to back that up, because Sans can only do so much in the early game.
A boy, that's a big power spike. Look at this.
Yeah, that's going to purify triggered, and I think Onyx with that spell info, they're happy, right? That's going to be, what, 80 seconds a timer, and they definitely can capitalize on that. Let's see though the turtle take.
Very slow by both teams. Both teams don't want to go for too many fights. They're focusing on the objective. It's important to know that Kelra is still up top. Meanwhile, Kenziski's already in the vicinity. Both teams, they're charging. Ludwig maybe going for something here.
It's 5v4, right? Geekfam occupied with 5. That's going to be Nazara taking the turtle. They will pull the trigger to fight. That's going to be T-Boy taken down. Ludwig now quite stuck here. Flicker will be used. Take a look at the Beatrix though. Free farming top lane.
Kelra getting some consolation prize at the top lane, but I think Geekfam definitely winning in that one. Getting 1 kill and also 1 total. Outer turret can be taken down later on, and they will take it down right now unless Kyrie uses ultimate to clear this one, but no, Kenziski will just try to take this one and BMI away. No, the retry is used.
Oh, very early, all right. I mean, technically there's nothing to get right now. And I don't know, do you think that that Kelra, that the Beatrix didn't want to be involved into the fight until he got the BOD?
I think it's a matter of you're not really able to catch up because you're a Beatrix, right? You can only dash once, and it's not really that far either. Marcel, super aggressive, look at that!
That's a very aggressive maneuver there by Marcel.
Oh.
He doesn't land, will force Kelra to pop the flicker though. Keyboy taunted! That's gonna be the damage coming through to take Keyboy down.
I think Sans also used the flicker to get out of that, yeah?
Yes, Marcel is a dog, man. The fact that he pulled the trigger there was incredibly aggressive, but Kelra with a good damage control, but Bolowski too. This is chess match.
Oh my goodness, real world relation already. Locking some players of Geekfam, but that's just Kai 1v3 now. With the distance and the damage, Geekfam still able to disengage for now. 20 seconds on the clock here for our last... the next Lord, the first Lord rather.
Really good distraction. Very good distraction. While Onic were busy up top trying to look for something, Kenziski also able to get that turret in the bottom side. So in macro play, Geek are doing their best right now. They're ahead, I would say.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that Kelra was a genius there because he knows that the Wesker can punish. Gotta wait a little because Keyboy is getting pound ton.
Tsunami Slam on towards Marcel. Nazara though from the flanks! Pleasant angle on Kelra! Oh, he barely survives there with 1 HP! As Beloy and Marcel on the other side of the map there will be taken down. Only Keyboy is the trade. And that's just Onic claiming the last
Oh
turtle.
no. You hate to see that. Sans got the purple on top of it too. And now Onic, I think, takes control of the map currently.
How did Kelra survive that?
Taking at the replay right now.
Like legit, how did he survive that? Wasn't he supposed to be taken down? I saw him ult. Does the ult give shielding or something?
No, I think it's just the HP bar is almost barely visible. Like it's just a happenstance.
Okay.
It's literally 1 HP at its purest form.
Okay, so that's how he was able to survive. Well, the fact that he survived made that a worth it trade for Onyx, right? Geekfam looking for an engage, unfortunately wasn't able to get anything out of it. We do see, though, that Nazara is trying to clear that top side. Looking for that turret, perhaps, as another trade for them to play with, to work with. The macro control, definitely easier for Geekfam because they have both the Harley and the Claude to control the side lane.
Ooh. We got a game, folks. It's so close. 9 minutes in.
Yeah, usually when you're 9 minutes in, you can see like 1k gold lead on the other side.
Especially an Onic game, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's only 1k for Onic either. Keyboy though, wait for Bolowski.
Oh, that's gonna be Beloyski. Revitalized pop. Blazing duet from Kenzie. With the help of Nazara is enough to take Keyboy down. That's Marcel though, going down as well. Take a look at Lutfi now. Taking a lot of heat there. 1 HP survive again. And that's just Onic again, able to stabilize after that engage.
XP laner for a roamer right as the first lord of the game spawns into the land of Dawn. Keyboy won't be able to open up vision faster than Nazara, so that's already an advantage that Geekfam has at this point.
Yeah, I think Marcel at this point has to realize that Kelra is not afraid of him at all. At least right now when he has zero physical defense. He's going for the wings here, and that's why the Wesker just hits so much. It hits like a truck, even towards Lapu Lapu, which is supposed to be tanking all the damage. So he has to play it a bit more passively, at least towards Kelra. Maybe gotta wait for a set for Beloski first, or Nazara.
Yeah, I agree.
Just poking down Kelra first before, but now Kyrie will be the target. Ludwig, does he have the flicker? No.
Escape?
Oh, that's a good engage there. That's gonna be the damage coming through still for Geekfam. It looked good for a second for Onic, but Geekfam, they're too quick with it. Kai will not be able to get out from that damage as well as Geekfam is able to find 3.
Is this it? Is this the moment? Is this the second team to be able to take down the dynasty that is Onyx? That was so worth it for Geek. They take 3 members down, they get a Lord as well. A 2,300 gold lead. A boy, fortunately for him, had the black shoes, so he wasn't taken down in the exchange. Onyx losing on all fronts.
I don't blame Onic for pulling the trigger towards Nazara, but Beloski, what a peel, what a cover. And this is why he's called BBB for the longest time, because he has the biggest brain in the building. With the AOG, Nazara's somehow surviving, and he didn't die at all.
No.
305, he has the shutdown, he has the gold that is stacked up for Onic, but hopefully he can be a bit more safe from now on.
I believe he played the Gatot before it was cool, right? Like, this
Yeah,
is his
he
signature
is
pick.
the originator of the Gatot Broma, at least in ID.
Real-time victory rate by Infinix GT50 Pro. Looks like it's all in favor of Geek at the moment. A Lord is on the way. You're seeing Onyx trying to clear in the top side of the map, but remember, 3 waves are still going to be crashing after this initial Lord push. Can Geekfam utilize it?
I think they have enough tool to be able to pull this off. But unfortunately, all of the sets that Geekfam has, it is heavily telegraphed. Nazara has to be the main guy. It's gonna dwindle some of the HP away first from Onic. Make it a bit more chaotic for Beloski, for Marcel, because Onic will be able to see all the sets coming from a mile away. It has to be some kind of like a flicker combo with Marcel's stun on the first kill of the ultimate to be able to deal some CC towards Onic.
Or do they just wait for another move from Onyx, all right? I mean, technically, Geekfam won that because of Onyx engage that they were able to mess up.
Yeah. But from now on, I think Onic is going to be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
They know that pulling the trigger towards Mazara, like even at the time, it looks perfect from Keyboy. It looks perfect from Lukpi as well, but
Yeah.
it didn't pay off at all because Beloski is that much of a dog.
This is only going to get harder, no, for Onyx. I think they're the ones instead who needs to look for like that big combo, because when it gets to this point of the game where everyone is going to be corralling around the Lord dances are going to be as more important. But again, like we mentioned earlier on, the draft of Geekfam, the composition that Geekfam has, allows and facilitates them to control the far lanes a lot better. They have the Claude and the Harley now, so they can utilize both heroes to control the far lane.
They got to really dig deep in the bag, just channeling all their experience in the past international tournaments. Maybe set up a trap for Nazara in far lane, but I think that's easier said than done. We'll see though. This is Onic we're talking about. They came back from a 16k gold lead in the world stage, so this is definitely not an unfamiliar territory for the Porcupines. But so far, Onic, they've been playing it quite safe, or even though they're being super aggressive here. But Marcel gets a really good position.
Where is he going though? That's a far lane slow push.
AOG finds one. That's going to be Marcel with the flank. Kai passes Steve. Elra deleted.
Wow.
Zara collects the Lord, and this might be the end angle that Geekfam wants. With this Lord, it might end the series.
So clean by the Kingslayers there. The way that they executed that, the way that they handled that. Marcel's positioning, great distraction for the AOG to come down. And then the Blazing Duet to take down the main damage source from Onic, Kelra. And he's going to spawn in 12 seconds.
As you mentioned, Eterna, I think one of the reasons why Beatrix is not so prevalent anymore in this meta is the fact that you don't really have an escape skill. You're relying on the wind of nature. You're relying on the rose gold meteor and your flicker. If you get dove down to the ground, then just get pray. There's not much appeal that you can rely on. Loopy has to be there. Keyboy has to be there. But this is a winning kind of draft matchup, or like a winning game kind of draft for Onic.
Bro.
But they are caged in their own base.
Jeff, Kelra went double defense here. Wind of Nature and the Rose Gold Meteor.
Makes sense. Gotta get away from the Claude and also the Harley at the same time, so gotta be able to cover both fronts. Like it or not, he's gotta sacrifice some damage. As Kenziski is gonna do the same with the Wind of Nature. I think Geek's gonna be knocking on Onyx door in the top lane, but no. He's gonna back away again.
Okay. Another defense coming in from Onic, and luckily for them, the tower that falls is on the same side as the Lord, so it's not going to be something that Geek can punish. But the fact is, again, still this. How do they play this Lord fight properly? Do they look for a pick-off first? Look at Marcel's positioning again.
Yeah. The spacing, right? They are trying to box Onic here with that sort of formation.
Oh, and they're doing so well. Did Kyrie use Retry? Oh, no, he didn't.
I mean, if you use Retry, there's still enough downtime for him to be able to join the Lord fight.
That's true.
But still, 8k gold lead for Geekfam. The only thing stopping them from winning this game is literally themselves. Like, if you don't even have to play it good. You just don't have to. Just don't mess up. You know, there's been too much mistakes in game number 1. There's too much stupid moments in game number 1. This is their time to shine. I can't believe I said it before the game. It would be in a true Geekfam way to get back on track to beat Onic out of all teams out there.
Let's see the adaptations from Onic. Obviously, they're on the back foot right now. They need to think of a solution. They can't go for team fights at the moment. In terms of pickoff, they haven't been able to look for anyone. Are they trying to play the far lane? If so, they have to be careful. And the entire box, the entire zone of the Lord is for Geek. I think they're just gonna blitz this.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get the Lord on it. That's the Tsunami Slam. On towards Voloy. Kenzie with the Wind of Nature and the Blazing Duet. They're popped! AOG doesn't land. Voloyski very low. Will be taken out by Kelva.
Oh my god!
Able to get out. Juke. That's the damage coming through. Voloyski survives with a 1 HP. Sans taken low! Marcel finds the last left on towards Keyboy, who is currently 07. And again, Geekfam, they still have the Lord to play around with.
Yeah, this is big because Lord can just crash down in the bottom lane. I don't think Geekfam has to wait for the mid lane and also manage the top lane, but they still do it anyway because they have enough time.
Yeah.
Keyboy is nowhere to be seen. This is the time Nazar can play as aggressively as possible.
They have the 6-man right here, 5v4. That's Lutpi. Oh, taking a lot of damage, taken down as well. And ladies and gentlemen, Geekfam has an opening to end the series. AOG towards the back. Take a look at Nazara. Will be taken down, but it does not matter. The start of the second leg for Onic